Okay, now we are on air. Seda, can you start from the beginning? Sorry about that. I'll give you 4 more minutes.
Of course.
Yeah, because I couldn't find the place, but suddenly it worked. Okay?
Okay.
Now I need to introduce from the beginning. Hello, everybody. We have 4 speakers now. Actually, we started, but it wasn't live for 5 minutes. Then we are starting again. And we have 4 speakers. Seda is going to talk about the effect of climate change and nature team Erasmus project on the environmental awareness of students. Yes, Seda, it is your turn.
Yes, our project formed within the framework of the idea created by the problem of students staying away from nature and not realizing problems related to nature, was designed with the theme of climate change under the title Save the Nature, Save Your Life, and was approved with the number 2020 key action 229 079285 ID in the field of school education in partnerships with schools in Turkey, Netherlands, Spain, and Romania under the coordination of Italy in 2020. And our evening activities at the same time with the project. Evening project whose founders are from Spain and Turkey. Our school has been initiated, and the project work is also included in the dissemination scope. This is the most important dissemination work for our project and continues effectively as distance activities during the COVID-19 pandemic. The main achievements of the project were prepared on the basis of an evening project created by Konya Science and Art Center in 2017 with the title 1,000-Armed Green Giant Can Rescue the World. We finished this project, and the second project was developed, and the different evening project was started with the same title of our evening project, Save the Nature, Save Your Life, and the partner increased internationally. The works like writing, planning activities, etc. done has been integrated into Erasmus Plus project with the joint efforts of partner schools, and both projects continue simultaneously. And during pandemic process, what we did, we choose our project logo, we created slogans and posters by using Web2 tools, different Web2 tools. Our students wrote letters to nature. Students of each partner school designed bird, cat, and dog houses, and they were settled in open areas. And all of these were shared on the evening platform. About our project, according to Kahyaoğlu and Yetişir, NSA, according to NSA, it's very difficult for children who are moving away from nature and breaking away from nature to comprehend nature, to visualize and make sense of consciousness of protecting nature in their minds. While the integration of educational environments with modern technologies is increasing day by day, the inability to integrate these environments with nature makes it more difficult for children to realize the concept of nature and the problems related to nature. The implementation of activities involving nature in the arrangement of educational programs apply to students who spend most of their time in schools, and the design of educational environment with models, samples, and visual tools that the design of educational with models, samples, and visual tools that include entities in nature can help students understand the nature them. And before the project started, we prepared a survey for the analysis of for our project, and 214 students from all partner countries answered. At the end of the analysis, the majority of the students stated that there are no climate change and nature dam activities in their schools, and these activities should be included in the schools shape our project plan. The fact that the environmental problems and need analysis of all partner countries are similar has revealed the need of this project to be carried out face-to-face. In line with this need, the secondary objective of this project, which aims to learn the perspective of other countries with a multinational organization, to examine the solution, to transfer and to develop through cooperation or to support the acquisition, etc. It's according to Kanat and Keskin, again, it's also estimated that it's a country that will be most affected by many changes in climate change and may experience major problems. In 2030, temperatures in Turkey are expected to increase by 2 degrees in winter and 2 or 3 degrees in summer, and precipitation will increase by 10% in winter and decrease by 5% to 15% in summer. In addition, it's estimated that the decrease in precipitation in the summer season and the increase in temperature will affect the plant and animal production in Turkey as well as all over the world. Yes. All partners exchange their ideas at online meeting for the Erasmus Plus projects and eTwinning projects at the same time. During the online meetings, it was aimed to have lesson events on individuals in air quality, water quality, waste management, nature conservation, industrial pollution, control and risk management, chemicals, and climate change in the EU Integrated Environmental Adaptation Strategy Plan. And activities have been designed like that, according to achieve using zero waste, clean energy to ensure students stay away from packaged food and to make a habit of healthy eating, to create awareness and skills to use technology for the right purposes, and to learn how students can protect water, soil, forests, and animals. During the COVID-19 outbreak, of course, mobilities couldn't be realized, but eTwin activities and monthly meetings between our partners were held between teachers and students. The duration of the project is 24 months, but will be extended by 12 months during the outbreak process. And this process, both students and teachers realized that the problems related to the environment in Europe were similar and that similar solutions were needed, and they worked on this issue. Yes, consequences. It has been observed that students are more sensitive to nature, gain nature awareness themselves, as well as family members and other friends who are not in the project. They use Web2 tools better, especially in the process of research on alternative energy sources, gain the ability to conduct research. The main purposes of the project, which consist of the problem of students staying away from nature and not being aware of problems related to nature, are to create awareness in students, to raise awareness of individuals around the students, and to ensure the professional development of teachers. Yes, while creating the project, it's very important. The curriculum was very important for us. English, geography, science, technology, the design and information technologies acquisitions were revised. And the project, the students became aware of interrupting each other in online meetings and listening according to the rules of listening to the speaker. Teachers, of course, were role model for the activities of introducing themselves and initiating communication with the online meetings during the project process. And as of the third meeting, students' skills of initiating communication were improved. Students are in the process of writing articles about alternative energy sources. And the first activities and the project are to introduce himself, his city and country. These activities enable students to get to know cultural characteristics of other countries such as history, geography, and food culture. And this presentations of traditions, clothing, and food culture, which is the first step of the project, have attracted attention of students. Students have prepared, planned, and presented all research and presentations themselves. Students used 4 web tools named Chatterpix, Canva, Logomaker, and Platagon, especially for our editing works. The products obtained were individual because the groups couldn't come together during the implementation, because of the COVID-19 process. Pandemic speeches were made on how the nature can be cleaner, about existing environmental pollution, and creative thinking skills were contributed by expressing design ideas. And
we need to finish. We need to finish as soon as possible. Okay.
Yes, the last page. An evening inspired many teachers to do interdisciplinary work on nature, and activities related to nature were added to course contents. Since the project activities are prepared on the basis of interdisciplinary games, many teachers from many different branches organized activities on nature. A project exhibition was held with products produced by the students during the evening project called Thousand-Armed Green Giant Can Rescue the World. This project exhibition is expected to guide our Erasmus Plus project exhibition Save the Nature, Save Your Life, and thanks for listening to me. That's all.
Thank you very much, Seda. We are moving to integrate with ICT. Yes, Ruhay, it's your turn. You can share your slide and start.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have to stop the previous presentation.
Okay, thank you. I was looking for that. I couldn't find mine. Okay, here are the, meanwhile, I am Zuhal Ayık Yıldırım. I am an English teacher at Malatya Science and Art Center. This is our, in fact, second Erasmus project. Then after this one, we have got 3 more. Communication through art and music integrated with ICT is an Erasmus key to strategic partnership, which was developed by cooperation of 4 schools from Poland, Macedonia, Italy, and Turkey. Students aged between 12 and 15 took part in this project. Within the project frame, students learned about diverse countries' art and music methods and instruments during the international mobilities, and they applied the newly learned items at their schools. Apart from mobility times, students use many Web 2.0 tools to learn from each other and produce some common works. To talk about objectives, the main objectives of the project are to compare methods of teaching and learning and the curriculum, to look for pedagogical innovations, to broaden the potential use of ICT both for students and teachers, to cultivate mutual respect, intercultural awareness by meeting colleagues of different nationalities within Europe, and to engage in cross-cultural learning experience, enrich communication skills, improve foreign language competencies. Apart from English, students also learn about Macedonian, Polish, and Italian languages either. We also aim to build and develop 21st century skills of students like critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. To talk about theoretical framework, Art and music were the basement of communication, so natural learning with the help of technological tools in education. Many other methodologies were applied, such as inquiry-based education, adopts John Dewey's principle that education begins with curiosity. Students searched each other's general and art cultures and learned from each other a lot about many life conditions, life aspects. Cross-curricular teaching, English, history, geography, art, social sciences, ICT disciplines teachers collaborated with each other about many project activities. And about the project, Turkish school came up with the project idea by finding the partners as the first. All partners applied a need analysis to clarify the main theme of the project. And we came up with the idea that music and art are universal language of sharing some ideas and experiences. So we determined to use these tools, integrating with ICT tools. In total, we have got 5 mobilities in 24 months. The following activities were carried out. Italian school was an expert in using CLIL method and Edmodo. They give a teacher training course to teachers. In fact, we applied the project both on Edmodo and e-tuning at the same time. Music, art, robotics, and 3D design printing workshops organized. A multilingual dictionary was created. Students composed a project song. They learned songs and folk dances of each other and how to play one another's traditional instruments. Web 2.0 Tools in Education workshop was organized for teachers. Many tools were used, such as Kahoot for assessment, Genially to introduce each other, Padlet to make brochures of our towns or cities, Google Documents to make surveys about project and logo contest, Learning Apps.org to make hangman game, it's an example only, of project concepts, and Canva to design multilingual dictionary. Yes, here's a picture. It is from the mobility in Turkey. Here is our art teacher, Yusuf Söylemez teacher. He taught our teacher participants how to use Ebru arts, and they applied and enjoyed a lot. They also tried to play bağlama, but there is no picture here because there is not enough place. The project concert and project works expedition took place at City Hall in public in Macedonia during the last mobility. Turkish students sung Macedonian songs and they played bağlama to the Macedonian teachers and parents. In fact, I want to share this link. Can you take the link of my students, this one?
No, we can't click that.
Let me copy it again, please. I'm sorry.
Do you want to open it?
They may not open here, but I may share in the chat box and they can open themselves. I think it is now okay. You can open it here. Here's my student Azra is singing a Macedonian song at a city hall, and there were parents and some other public people. It was a nice experience for my students and of course for them. They felt very excited, the Macedonian people. An interdisciplinary lesson was given by Polish teachers. Art, music, and dance workshops took place in Poland. All details of this mobility are available at this Padlet. If you have got QR program, you can take this. I can wait for this a bit. There is all details about this mobility and all activities in this QR code. I am passing. And to talk about the results, project outcomes were multilingual dictionary with the basic vocabulary and idioms in English, Turkish, Polish, Italian, and Macedonian, words with pronunciation, videos recorded by pupils. This is also available at our project's YouTube channel. Project calendar, handbooks, banners, Web 2.0 tools, booklets, clear lesson plans, many PowerPoint presentations are among some other outcomes. International song concerts take place at each school. Web 2.0 seminars for non-teachers were given by our teachers, participant teachers. And each participant school coordinated with universities at their cities or countries to organize seminars about usage of technology-based education. We also produced playlists of international songs, singers, and artworks of each country, each participant country. And we had some art exhibitions. And of course, we had Erasmus Day events. This is a scene from our school. Our students are performing a Polish dance here for other students of other schools. And to talk the effects, in fact, I just take some of them, a few. Students increased cultural awareness of other countries and built and developed their 21st century skills thanks to our project. Teachers developed links with European schools and shared experiences, of course. As suggestion, I can say that in addition to learning apps, WordWall, Educandy, and Cram could also be used. The interdisciplinary lesson might be guided by more involvement of students. I mean, the teachers, Polish teachers organize an interdisciplinary lesson at a urban place for the participants. This might be done by students. Some musical instruments like bağlama and boomwhackers were used, but some more could be learned how to play by all participants. Here are the social media tools of our project. Here is the website and Facebook page and YouTube channel. So here are the appliers and supporters of our project. Thank you for your patience and participation. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Zuhal. You are right on time. Actually, you had 1 minute left.
Okay.
And if you wish, you can talk for 1 minute.
If you have any questions, if there are any questions, you can ask me.
We are having the question and answer at the end. So now, Maria's turn.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to try to share my screen. Please let me know if you can see it. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes?
Wait a minute. Yes, now. Yeah. Okay. Your right. Turn. And thank you, Zuhal. And now Maria Perez-Rico's turn. She's talking about recruitment and retention in the teaching profession in Poland, Turkey, and Wales. Erasmus Plus, key aid to teacher dropout. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. So good afternoon. As you can read on the presentation, my name is Maria Perez-Rico. I have prepared this presentation with 2 colleagues of mine. And well, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this symposium for the opportunity of being here. I work as a project manager for International Links Global Ltd, which is a not-for-profit organization based in Cardiff that supports Welsh schools to build up the international dimension in the context of the new Welsh curriculum. ILG is the lead coordinating partner of this the Erasmus Plus Key Action 201 project called Teacher Dropout, which deals with the central topic of this presentation. As we all know, okay, right, for some reason, okay, yes, as we all know, well, expectations and demands placed on schools and teachers are on the rise, and this trend is making the teaching profession even more difficult. All these challenges have motivated that already before 2004 in Europe, there was a need seen to recruit more teachers, and extensive research has been carried out on the topic by different institutions, and all of this research has underlined consistently that there is a greater effort is needed to attract more individuals, more people into the teaching profession. In fact, 2 years ago, the European Commission reported on a couple of concerning issues. On the one hand, the Europe-wide shortage of qualified teachers, and on the other, that almost 50% of the countries in Europe are faced with an aging teacher population. So, of course, all these shortages often mean a number, of collateral effects or consequences, like teachers having to work longer hours, also a higher ratio in the classroom. Some teachers in different countries have to retire later than expected. And of course, in turn, there are many work-related health problems, such as, for instance, burnout. So the partnership identified different issues. For example, number one, how to retain student teachers while still doing their training at the university. Also ensuring that more teachers do not leave the profession shortly after qualifying, because in fact, we found out that there are quite a few who leave the teaching profession just within the first 3 years, shortly after qualifying. And we also found the fact that not enough focus is given to the stresses and pressures in the classroom. So all these discussions and also a shared approach in the partnership led to this application. To tackle these issues, we are trying to find answers within the project to many questions, some of which could be: what features make the teaching profession attractive? Are we preparing new teachers adequately? Are student teachers' expectations different to real life experiences? What happens during the teaching practice? Are schools giving enough support to students during the teaching placements? Newly qualified teachers, do they get appropriate support in their places of work? And if not, why not? And finally, is the modern classroom meeting the needs of 21st century teachers? So how was the project born? Well, the planning for the project was discussed at several meetings during the autumn term of 2020, and then in January 2021 in a face-to-face meeting in Warsaw. And 8 institutions from different backgrounds, mainly from the university field, participated in this project that will end in August 2023. Whereas in Poland and Turkey, the coordinators are from the local authorities. In Wales, the lead coordinator, as mentioned before, is ILG, which was formerly part of Cardiff Council, and we still work in partnership with its international school linking department. As for the project aims, we seek to provide scaffold and also structure to equip students and newly qualified teachers with the tools they need to work in a successful way. So by doing so, our main aim is to implement change in the education systems of the 3 regions by retaining both student teachers and also newly qualified teachers. We are using transferable research, which could be used in other education settings, and hopefully our project will be inspirational for similar organizations. And in fact, a couple of days ago, I heard that Swansea University wants to participate in the project as an associate partner. So as with many Key Action 2 projects, there are a number of activities carried out. Just now, they are not face-to-face because of the pandemic. So we have TPMs, transnational project meetings, which are both online and will be hopefully face-to-face management meetings. Also staff training events, which, as you know, are called learning teacher training events in the Erasmus Plus jargon, and also multiplier events. As for intellectual outputs, we will produce 3 different intellectual outputs, and they will be a record of the research findings. And hopefully they will provide an accurate picture of what the situation is in the 3 participating countries. So there are 3 areas of research that will be covered: research into what brings or is appealing to individuals to enter the teaching profession. Also research into the training delivered to students, teachers at the university. And finally, research into the support processes for newly qualified teachers. Of course, in compliance with Erasmus Plus grant conditions, free access to all intellectual outputs and deliverables will be ensured. And so we'll publish them, we'll give them open access storage on virtual platforms. As for the target groups involved, well, they range from school leaders and mentors to teachers, students, those who have begun their initial teacher training but have left to seek alternative careers for different reasons, newly qualified teachers, and also teachers who have been in the teaching profession for 3 years or longer. As for the results, just now we have produced 2 research tools, one for students and another one for teachers, still in pilot phase. And they will look into aspects such as, for instance, why student teachers choose the teaching profession, you know, status, financial stimuli, material working conditions, recruiting methods, etc. Also, the level of motivation and satisfaction with the teaching profession, the quality of initial teacher education, and finally early career support in as for programs of induction and the impact that they have on retention, and also to what extent and how teachers in difficulty are helped and get support. So as a result of this project, we will learn what real issues both students and newly qualified teachers are facing in other parts of Europe. So it envisages the following results, like as I mentioned before, implementing change in our education systems, also school practices, by hopefully retaining both student teachers and newly qualified teachers, through an effective management. The intellectual outputs developed will hopefully serve as a good practice guide for other head teachers and professionals across Europe. And while we are aware of the issues posed by the shortage of qualified teachers across Europe, and not only in Europe, it's a worldwide problem. So our suggestion would be to extend the scope of this research to other countries in order to gain a number of benefits, like, knowledge of what's being done across Europe as for teacher recruitment and training for the 21st century, but also to provide some CPD scaffold for and structure to equip students and also newly qualified teachers with the tools they will need to perform successfully. We would like to promote the creation of opportunities for a European-wide network so that we develop a shared dialogue and proposals on how to promote a more positive and more realistic image of the teaching profession. And finally, using that network, we would like to create e-platforms between a range of teachers and those individuals preparing for the profession. So thank you very much for your attention. I will be delighted to receive any feedback and also try to solve your doubts regarding the implementation of this project. So please feel free to use the email address you can see on screen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maria. You are on time. You are perfect. You are always following the times. And now Filiz is talking about creating eco-friendly citizens, and her friend, I think, is here, Johan. And you can share your presentation, please.
Yes,
and you can start now. Let me remind the attendees, please write your questions in the chat box so we can answer at the end. Okay, or we can discuss. You can keep it for 10 minutes more. Okay, now please turn.
Yes. Mr. Mart, first of all, I have to say one thing. Johan is my coordinator in my project. We worked together and we wrote the project together. And he is not only my friend or not only my project partner, he is my Norwegian bro. And thank you for being here and supporting me today. After I finish my presentation, it will not be a long one, don't worry. He will speak a little, okay? If it is possible, we will take our time. Thank you very much.
That's absolutely fine. You can start your presentation.
Thank you very much. Okay. As you see, our project's title is Creating Eco-Friendly Citizens, and our main aim was to create really eco-friendly citizens. And my Norwegian friend Johan and my Portuguese friend Alexandre and my friends, headmaster and vice headmasters are here, Mr. Fikret Budak, Mr. Selçuk Ketik, and Mr. İlhami İnanlı, also Mr. Mustafa Kırbaş. And also special thanks to Mustafa Kırbaş here, because he always helped me technologically during the time I have been preparing the projects and working on some kind of activities. And here As you see, in the near future, we live well within the planet's ecological limits, and our prosperity and health environment stem from an innovative circular economy where nothing is wasted and where natural resources are managed sustainably and biodiversity is protected. Actually, here I want to say that while we were writing this project, we tried to create some awareness through the nature, the youngsters, to prepare the youngsters to real sustainable global society. This was our aim. And that means there are approximately 8,700,000,000 species on Earth. And unfortunately, you know, hominid line, the purpose of the effect of the human beings is very huge, damageable and harmful on the environment. And one of our main objectives was to attract attention to hominid line here, as you see. And we wanted to stress the human beings are already giving the most harm to the animals and the nature by destroying their habitats, and we already as human beings are the most harmful creatures for nature, I believe. And we want to create individuals and institutions that not only agree with theory and facts, but use it to change their behavior. And to reach this goal, we will focus on school gardening. Actually, we are doing this since we started our project. We had a mobility in Spain, but then we couldn't achieve the others. So that new generation will be more aware of the threatening of human beings to the nature. For we are focusing on this with this project, and we have to teach our students to how to reduce the use of plastics and how they can be less harmful, and how they can be more attributing individuals by using local food, or traditional old farming methods can be used during taught during our project. And the joint international work will enable teachers to understand one another's educational systems. This was one of our aims, actually. And not only to create eco-friendly citizens, we already aim to establish an international cooperation to get some good practices, some samples from each participants, because our partnership is a kind of very interesting one. We have all kinds of European partners, from the east, from the west, from the north, and from the south. We have all countries here combined together, and actually 2 of them are islands, and their ecological systems are different, and therefore we think we are doing, but we will do great job till we finish. That's my opinion. And considering that our schools represent a decent diversity, as you see, we are, as I told you in the previous slide, we are from Norway as the coordinator, and Johan is a green person. I think he is the best person in the world about these issues, and he will talk and you will see. And our other partners are Turkey, Portugal, Spain, and Germany. And the students, of course, are developing a European perspective. We are doing this great. And right now we are having online presentations and online meetings, but we don't stop working on our project. And as we are trying to create, as I said in the beginning, eco-friendly citizens. And actually, we aim to teach the students about the greenhouse effect also. This is very important. And emission of greenhouse gases also in our world. And loss of nature, species, and biodiversity are some of the issues we are working on it. Not going to, because we are still working on it. And also we are trying to attract attention throughout the chemicals, how they harm the nature, and to overfishing, to overhunting, lots of things. Of course, there is an enormous disparity, between the knowledge and we do towards the environment. Of course, we know what we shouldn't do, but we do vice versa as human beings, unfortunately. And this disparity is the thing we are going to, excuse me, I have to speak in the continuous tense, and we are seeking to address when we are trying to enhance our teaching profession by this challenging topic. This is challenging because it is, I think, the most difficult question and the hardest question during these times. Also after the corona pandemic, we understand that nature really plays an important role and we have to save the nature. And also we want the students to identify situations and actions the schools are doing that contradicts what it teaches. And some, for example, we can give some examples as non-degradable products of plastics and what sorts of chemicals are used to cleaning the schools, and what should we do to decrease the level of, you know, non-degradable plastics or products. And we encourage them to use locally produced food for school canteen, for school kitchen, or maybe even for their homes. They can persuade their parents to buy locally food instead of packet ones. Even though we teachers had the plan to all the activities that when we are making the application, also we hope that the students identify other activities we can have. And during the pandemic time, also we revised some of our activities and we reshaped some of them according to the situation now. And also we are trying to calculate their ecological prints, and I think in a few weeks we have another meeting with the students. They prepare so well presentations, and my friend Johan arranged some kind of meetings, and we divide the students into groups, 3 groups and 2 different international teachers to each group, and they are preparing their presentations about, you know, diversity, about recycling. We are trying to create awareness among them. But now I cannot see my screen, sorry. And another important aspect of our project, as you see and in the picture, we were in Spain with this much students were the participants in only one mobility, and it was a great one, as I can say that to you, because we did so many activities here when we were in Spain. And also we are trying to create some understanding for how environmental challenges sometimes are the same all over the world. We are in one of our meetings, for example, we tried to find the similarities and the differences among the countries. For example, how much air pollution is there in Norway? How much air pollution is there in Portugal or in Turkey? And how the problems look like each other? These were the questions we were seeking for. And also the students, already we haven't done this activity, but we are planning to have them to make some rap songs. You know, the rap is a kind of popular among the teenagers recently nowadays, and therefore they will prepare some videos, and also they are doing blogs and vlogs already. One of our friends, German friend, is helping us to create an ebook, and on the ebook we will try to provide the sustainability of the project and keep it reserved in a publishment, and we will try to keep it after the project finishes also, and we will be able to, you know, make our voice heard by the others. And also one of our aims by the help of this project is to teach the students basic biology practice through the development of the school garden. And some of our partners, especially in Norway, did activities in the school garden, although the weather was not so fine enough there. But actually, when we are locked down, I couldn't do any activities in the school garden. But this is our one of the focuses. Whenever the pandemic becomes lighter, I will do that with my students. We are going to form in our school garden. This is one of my targets personally. And of course,
by the way, we are out of time.
Oh, okay, I'm stopping, and then is it okay? Okay,
you can finish it.
Because my friend has to talk a little.
No, please finish your speech. So.
Okay, and thank you for listening me, and that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And John is going to say something.
Yes.
Then we are going for the question and answers. Yeah.
And thank you very much. Great presentation, Phyllis, and very nice to watch the other presentations as well. It was very interesting.
Thank you very much.
What I believe is the most interesting and the most important part here is that the climate change and the loss of wildlife it's a global problem. But in Norway, a lot of the adults or the pupils, they say, what does it help what we do in Norway? The globe is so big and Norway is so small. But by working with Phyllis and the other institutions, the students and the teachers, they get the impression and they learn that they are working with the same thing in the other countries as well. It can create an awareness that they are a community, we are a global community, and that if we do the right things in our small places, it can make a difference. So that is the big dream or vision or idea, and then we try to reach it by small steps. So thank you very much. It was great listening, and yes, thank you.
Thank you, Johan.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And please put your questions into chat box. And I want to tell everyone during this session, maybe you heard about the 21st century skills. It is one of
your connection is not stable, I think.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear now?
Yes, we can hear now.
Is it okay? It is the problem with our university, so sometimes getting difficult to connect. So, you know, nowadays it is the trending topic is the 21st century skills. It is one of them is social and cross-cultural skills. So your project, all these 4 projects about the same thing, social and culturally interacting with each others and learning from them and teaching them. So it's really great to see those kind of projects, and I really enjoyed your presentation. Thank you very much. So we have 9 minutes left. Please put your questions in the chat box, or you can ask for raise hands, the attendees. There is no question. If you wish, you can ask or explain more about your projects. I want to ask, you always directly talk about your projects, but you didn't introduce which level of the project. It is for high school or secondary school, or which age group are you aiming at? Can you explain them for us, if it's possible? One by one. Maybe we can start from Seda and then
Yes.
Zuhal, Maria, and
Our projects for high school students from 14 to 18.
okay. You aiming all the age in the high school, yeah. Okay. What about Zuhal, yours?
And our students were aged between 12 and 15, mostly.
Okay. Maria?
Yes, well, our students are university students, but not only, because it's also for newly qualified teachers. So the age group is quite large, actually.
Okay. What about yours, Phyllis?
And our project is for the students between 12 and 15, secondary school students.
Oh, okay. Good to know that kind of things, because it is sometimes you should give this information at the beginning. We were listening to the project, but which age group is that for? We couldn't know, because it's difficult. So thank you very much. Do you have any questions, guys? No. So if you wish, you can finish quite early, and you can catch the other sessions. Or if you want to add more, we are more than happy to hear that.
Thank you for your moderation and participation of my friends. And Johan, special thanks to you also. Thank you for not leaving me alone.
You're welcome. Our duty to do that. So thank you very much, guys. Now we are going off, and thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.